Hello viewers, welcome to the channel Amazing Civil Engineering Studies. In today's video we are going to discuss about how to calculate cutting length in bar bending schedule numerical. Steps involved in finding the cutting length. First of writing the dimension of the structure. Note down the diameter of steel bars for which cutting length is to be calculated. Now, deduct the concrete cover or clear cover to get the actual length of perimeter bars. Calculate the length of the hook of the bars. Calculate the bend length of steel bars. Add step 3 and 4 and subtract step 5 from it. It will gives you total cutting length of steel bars. General formula to calculate cutting length of any steel bars. Cutting length of bars equals perimeter of shape plus total hook length total bend length. Standards value of bends and hooks used in construction. 1 hook length equals 9 door 75 mm. 45-degree bend length equals 1d. 90-degree bend length equals 2d. 135-degree bend length equals 3d. Remember, d equals diameter of bar. How to calculate cutting length in bar bending schedule. Cutting length of the main bar with hook. Circled part is known as hook whose length is 9d. Length of hook equals 9d, where dis the diameter cutting length equals a plus 2 times 9d 2 times 2d, equals 7d. 2d is subtracted to for bending of a steel rod at 90 degrees. There are 2 bends in one hook length, so multiply it by 2. Cutting length of the main bar with bend. Length of hooks varies from equals 10d to 16d, where d equals diameter length of main bar equals L plus 12d plus 12d length of bends. Taking hook length equals 12d. On site. Cutting length of a crank or bent up bar. Calculating for cutting length of the bar clear span and crank length and development, L. D, 1d times no of bends, 2d times no of bends. Clear span plus 2 times 0.42 xh plus 2 times L. D, 1d x no of bends, 2d times no of bends. Depth of bar crank H equals slab thickness, 2 times clear cover, D. 45 bend equals 1d. 90 bend equals 2d. Cutting length for rectangular stirrups or ties. Rectangular column or rectangular beams are generally used in construction. So, we need to calculate mostly the cutting length of rectangular stirrups. Numerical example. Find the cutting length of the rectangular tie having diameter 8 mm and column having size 230 mm times 450 mm and clear cover 40 mm. Given, diameter of ties stirrups equals 8 mm, clear cover equals 40 mm, dimension of column equals 450 mm times 230 mm. Formula: L equals total cutting length of rectangular stirrup equals perimeter of rectangular stirrup plus total hook length total bend length. Step 1 perimeter of rectangular stirrups P equals 2A plus 2B, where A equals a clear cover equals 230 20 equals 190 mm, B equals B clear cover equals 450 20 equals 410 mm. Therefore, P equals 2A plus 2B. P equals 2 times 190 plus 2 times 410 equals 1200 mm. Step 2 total hook length equals 9D plus 9D equals 18D equals 18x8 equals 144 mm. Because there is 2 hooks and length of one hook is 9D, where D is diameter of stirrups. Step 3 total bend length equals 3 times 900 bend length plus 2 times 1350 bend length equals 3 times 2D plus 2 times 3D equals 12D equals 12 times 8 equals 96 mm. Because there are 3 bends of 900 and 2 bends of 1350. Step 4 hence put all the value in above formula we get L equals total cutting length of rectangular stirrup equals perimeter of rectangular stirrup plus total hook length total bend length. L equals 1200 mm plus 144 mm 96 mm. L equals 1448 mm. Hence the total cutting length of rectangular stirrups or ties is 14.48 cm or 0.1448 meter. Cutting length of triangular stirrups. Formula: total cutting length of triangular stirrup equals perimeter of triangle plus total hook length total bend length. Numerical: find the cutting length of triangular stirrups having diameter 8 mm and dimension of column 400 times 450 mm with clear cover 25 mm. Given dimension of column equals 450 mm times 400 mm. Diameter of stirrups equals 8 mm. Clear cover equals 25 mm. Now X equals 450 20 equals 410 mm, Y equals 420 equals 360 mm from Pythagorean theorem. Formula: total cutting length of triangular stirrup equals perimeter of triangle plus total hook length total bend length. Step 1 perimeter of triangular stirrups equals h plus x equals 414.27 mm plus 414.27 mm plus 410 mm. P equals 1238.54 millimeters. Step 2. Total length of the hooks, 9d plus 9d equals 18d equals 18 times 8 equals 144 mm. Since there are 2 hooks of 9d. Step 3. Total length of bends equals 4 times 3d equals 12d equals 12 times 8 equals 96 mm. Since there are 4 bends which are bent at an angle of 1350. Step 4. Use formula. Total cutting length of triangular stirrup, L, equals perimeter of triangle plus total hook length. Total bend length, L, equals 1238.54 mm plus 144 mm 96 mm. L, equals 1286.54 mm. Hence the total cutting length of rectangular stirrups equals 1286.54 mm equals 128.65 cm or 1.286 meter. Cutting length for circular stirrup. Find the cutting length of circular stirrups having diameter 8 mm and dimension of column is 1000 mm with clear cover 25 mm. Given diameter of column equals 1000 mm. Diameter of stirrups, D, equals 8 mm. Clear cover, C/C, equals 25 mm. Formula, total cutting length of circular stirrup or ring, L, equals circumference of circular stirrup plus total hook length total bend length. Step 1. Circumference of circular stirrup equals PD. But, dis the diameter of the stirrups ring not the column. To calculate the diameter of circular stirrups we have to subtract he clear cover from the diameter of the column. So, D equals diameter of column clear cover of left side clear cover of right side. i.e. D equals 1025 equals 950 mm. Now, circumference of circular stirrup equals P times D equals 3.14 times 950 equals 2983 mm. Step 2. Total length of the hook equals 9d plus 9d equals 18d equals 18 times 8 equals 144 mm where dis diameter of stirrups. Since there are 2 hooks and length of 1 hooks is 9d. Step 3. Total length of bends equals 2 times 3d equals 6d equals 6 times 8 equals 48 mm. Since there are 2 bends which are bent at an angle of 1350. Length of 1 bends at 1350 is 3d. Step 4. Use the formula, total cutting length of circular stirrup or ring, L, equals circumference of circular stirrup plus total hook length total bend length. L, equals 2983 mm plus 144 mm 48 mm. Cutting length of diamond stirrups. Cutting length of spiral or helix stirrups. Cutting length of chair bar will be discussed in another video. Thanks for watching. For now, please subscribe, like, share and do not forget to press bell icon.